There is something strange about peace. When we have it, we barely notice it. We wake up, drink coffee, go to work, hear laughter from another room, and assume tomorrow will look like today. Peace feels ordinary, permanent, guaranteed. But war teaches us a terrifying truth. Peace is fragile. It is renewed every day by millions of people who choose not to destroy one another. The quiet street outside your window, the light in your home, and the ability to embrace someone you love without fear are not small things. They are miracles we have simply grown used to. The Japanese concept of wa helps us understand this. Wa means harmony, balance, and the willingness to preserve peace within a community. It does not mean everyone agrees. It means people recognize that their lives are connected. War begins when that connection is forgotten. Fear becomes hatred. Suffering becomes justification. People stop seeing human beings and begin seeing enemies. Peace does not disappear all at once. Sometimes it fades through one insult, one resentment, or one refusal to understand. That is why war should make us question not only governments and weapons, but ourselves. Where have we allowed anger to become more important than harmony? Imagine waking tomorrow to discover that the things you considered permanent are gone. A school is closed. A market is empty. A familiar road is blocked. Birds are replaced by sirens. A home built over years is no longer safe to enter. For people living through war, these are not scenes from history books. They are ordinary lives shattered in an instant. War destroys more than buildings. It destroys routines, certainty, trust, memories, and the assumption that tomorrow will be peaceful. Yet even in darkness, people still share food. Strangers carry the elderly to safety. Parents protect children. Neighbors open their doors. Someone prepares a meal and whispers, "You are not alone." This is Wa in its most human form. Harmony does not mean a world without suffering. It means refusing to let suffering destroy our humanity. When everything becomes chaotic, kindness becomes an act of resistance. A hand extended to another person says, "We still belong to the same human family." Perhaps war's deepest lesson is this: civilization is not measured only by what we build, but by how much compassion we preserve when everything falls apart. Modern life often teaches us that strength means winning. Speak louder, defend yourself, prove you are right, and never back down. Wa offers another definition. Harmony requires discipline because it asks us to control something more difficult than an opponent, ourselves. It asks us to pause before responding, listen when pride wants to speak, and understand before judging. This does not mean accepting injustice or remaining silent before cruelty. It means handling conflict with wisdom rather than ego. Think about the people closest to you. How many relationships were damaged not because the original disagreement was enormous, but because neither person stepped back? A sentence spoken in anger becomes a wound. A wound becomes resentment. Resentment becomes distance. The same pattern can occur between communities and nations, only on a larger scale. Wa reminds us that harmony is something we actively create through humility, patience, empathy, and responsibility. Sometimes peace begins with a simple sentence, "Help me understand." Sometimes it begins with an apology, or with choosing silence instead of another cruel response. Small choices can create enormous conflict. They can also create enormous peace. Every war eventually becomes a collection of numbers: casualties, refugees, destroyed buildings, displaced families, and economic losses. But behind every number is a person who once had an ordinary life. Someone had a favorite meal, waited for a message, made plans, complained about work, or dreamed of growing old in the same home. When suffering becomes statistics, emotional distance becomes easier. We can discuss tragedy without feeling it. And one of the most dangerous things humans can do is become comfortable with the suffering of people they have never met. Wa challenges that distance by reminding us that our lives are connected. A peaceful world cannot be built by caring only about those inside our own circle. You do not need to solve every conflict to become part of the solution. You can begin by refusing to dehumanize people, celebrate suffering, or spread hatred simply because it feels satisfying. Peace begins in the human imagination, when we can still imagine another person's pain as vividly as our own. We often imagine peace as something negotiated by powerful people in government buildings. Nations do have enormous responsibilities. But peace also exists in kitchens, classrooms, workplaces, friendships, marriages, and neighborhoods. Every day, ordinary people make choices that strengthen or weaken harmony. We choose whether to listen or interrupt, forgive or punish, explain or accuse, calm a situation or make it worse. If you want a more peaceful world, begin with the world immediately around you. Stop treating every disagreement as a war. Learn to disagree without humiliating. Speak honestly without becoming cruel. Protect your relationships from constant resentment. A peaceful home does not require perfect people. It requires people who repeatedly choose repair over destruction. Imagine if millions practiced that every day. Imagine teaching children that strength includes compassion, courage includes forgiveness, and winning is meaningless if everyone leaves wounded. Peace may begin with nations, but it survives through ordinary human behavior. Human beings can become accustomed to almost anything. We can become accustomed to violence far away, hatred repeated every day, and division so constant that cooperation begins to seem naive. That is why remembering matters, not only dates and battles, but the human cost. We must remember what happens when fear becomes stronger than reason, and how generations can inherit wounds created by decisions made long before they were born. War teaches us that peace can disappear quickly, while rebuilding it may take decades. So ask yourself, what are you taking for granted today? The person beside you? The ability to walk outside without fear? The meal on your table? The freedom to make plans for next week? Do not wait for absence to teach you value. Wa invites us to appreciate harmony while we still have it and protect it while it remains fragile. You may not control the world, but your response to it is still yours. You can add heat or calm, suspicion or understanding, division or connection. Perhaps you are watching this during a difficult season. Maybe your family feels divided, your workplace is exhausting, or you are carrying anger nobody else can see. Your pain does not need to compete with someone else's pain to be valid. And the same philosophy that teaches nations to seek harmony can help you create harmony within yourself. You cannot create peace everywhere, but you can create one peaceful conversation, one forgiving decision, one moment of patience, or one repaired relationship. That is the quiet power of Wa. It does not demand that you change the entire world tonight. It asks you to begin where you stand. Lower your voice when anger tells you to raise it. Listen when pride tells you to walk away. Forgive when revenge feels easier. And when you make a mistake, repair what you damaged. Every peaceful society is built from countless small acts of restraint, compassion, cooperation, and trust. You are not powerless simply because you cannot control the world. You shape it every time you choose how to treat another human being. One of war's saddest lessons is that people often discover the value of ordinary peace only after losing it. They miss children playing, crowded cafes, boring commutes, familiar streets, and even the small annoyances they once wished would disappear. Why do we wait for something to vanish before appreciating it? You still have a choice. Call someone you have been avoiding. Forgive what no longer deserves control over your heart. Sit beside your family without looking at your phone. Stop turning every disagreement into a contest. Remember that the people around you are not obstacles in your story. They are human beings carrying fears and dreams just like you. This is how Wa becomes more than an ancient idea. It becomes a way of living. Peace is fragile. Relationships are fragile. Life itself is fragile. But fragility does not make something meaningless. It makes it precious. Protect what you can. Love while you can. Listen while you can. Choose harmony, not because the world is always peaceful, but because it desperately needs people who refuse to make it more violent. War reminds us of the worst things humanity can do to itself. But it can also remind us what we must never lose: compassion, dignity, connection, and the courage to see another human being as human. Wa is not a promise that conflict will disappear forever. It is a reminder that harmony must be practiced continuously. Peace is not merely the absence of bombs. It is the presence of understanding, the ability to disagree without destroying and to protect one another's humanity, even when fear tells us not to. Carry this thought with you. Peace begins long before war, and it ends long before the first weapon is fired. It begins in the way we speak, the grudges we release, the people we choose to understand, and the conflicts we refuse to escalate. You may not be able to stop a war across the world or change the decisions of powerful people, but you can decide what kind of person you will be when the world becomes angry. You can bring calm instead of chaos, understanding instead of hatred, and connection instead of division. Peace may be fragile, but so is every beautiful thing worth protecting.